We're going to begin right away with Sandy, JJ, and Breanna. Your first question will come from the third row to your right.
Yeah, Coach, can you just talk about what sort of happened there in terms of especially the Aces guards with Plum and Young and kind of taking off and what you guys would need to do to stop them in subsequent games?
Well, we didn't do a great job of stopping him, obviously, but they're great players, and they're getting into the paint. Jackie obviously was making a lot of threes. It was more about our, she had made a few, but it's like the early matching up a little bit earlier. I think their movement got us out of position a little bit, and our closeout defense. And we talked about one-on-one defense was critical for us, and they got the upper hand in this game. And but it's a game, it's a series. We know we can defend better, and we got to make them a little bit more harder than what they were. I mean, they had too many open layups at the rim.
Next question, second row center.
Hey, Sandy. What did you notice about how Marine came out in the first half, and what prevented her from continuing to do sort of what we saw in the second half?
Look, Marine came out and was Marine. She's had some good games against this team, and she was making shots. What they did in the second half, they trapped her. They took the ball out of her hands, which is probably what I would have done too. I mean, a team is making shots like that and made someone else, and they rotated. Credit to them. Their defense was as good as I've ever seen it, but we've got to play a little bit just better poised and how we can exploit it next time we come around, because they did rotate a lot, and I'm surprised we only had 11 turnovers. It felt like more at some stage.
And Stewie, for you, how do you think you and JJ can continue to help the guards in game two, especially after they struggled on both sides in game one?
I think especially defensively, making sure that we're behind them and we're able to protect the paint in whatever way we can. And then the same thing, being in the ball screens, making it difficult for the guards, and then just helping them get downhill on offense. They went under a lot on us, and making sure that, we set screens a little bit differently.
We're going to turn to Zoom, and we're going to go to start with Howard and then Fifi. Howard, go ahead.
Appreciate it. Question, Sandy, for you. When you look at what the difference was in rebounding today, what do you account for? Typically, and especially in the wins, you guys have, if not dominated, certainly led on the boards. What was different today in the paint?
I think it's something they spoke about. Even just try and get some offensive boards. They were all there, 4 of them, just competing to get the boards there. I think that was just a focus. We only gave up 4 offensive rebounds. We just couldn't get any second chance points, second opportunities with our O boards today. They just built a wall, and they knew that it's something that we've probably done better in our other games, but it was attention to detail.
And then, John Quell, for you, when it comes to defending Asia Wilson, it seems like the whistle is very quick. And I'm just wondering, are there things that can be done to limit how quickly that whistle gets blown?
Hey, I already got one fine this class. I'm not getting another one. Trying to catch me again. But nah, just being smart out there, getting the feel for the game and understanding how the refs are calling it, and controlling what I can't control, and just playing her physically, but also just being smart.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to next question, also from Zoom, Fifi, and then we'll return to the room.
Hey everyone, just 2 quick ones. First one's for Sandy. The Las Vegas guards outscored your starting guards 72-28. What are some things that you're looking to do going into game 2 to make sure that number isn't as lopsided?
Yeah, look, our guards, they just had a little bit of a tough night. That's not going to happen 2 games in a row. We believe in them. They've carried us all season long. We'll still put the ball in their hands, and we want them to be confident and do what they do, and help them. There's other ways. How can we help them get a little bit more open, so they can just get comfortable and making some shots, getting to the rim, or in Sabrina's case, just getting more wide open threes there. But they're going to be fine. Like I said, it's a series where they took the first punch, and now we have to respond.
Thank you. Quick one, JJ, for you. It looked like in the first quarter, it looked like you tweaked your ankle a little bit, and you went into the locker room. Just wondering if you got any treatment and how you feeling going into the game too.
No, I just got it taped up, but I'm feeling good. I'm good.
Thank you so much.
All right, next two questions. Return to the room. Last row to your left.
That's me in the back. Two for me. JJ, just what was the key for them slowing you down in the second half?
I don't know. I just felt like they crowded the paint really well. They sat off, kind of made us make that extra pass out, and were willing to just kind of give that up and see how we played it.
And then Sandy, in some ways tonight followed a similar script to the 5 meetings previously in a big second half, proving the difference. I guess, are you surprised that a significant second half run kind of was the difference and, another team in essence didn't respond as much?
It's playoff basketball. That's what I don't get too high, too low. We can obviously learn a lot from this, and we know we can play better. And that's what we have to remember, that, we haven't lost 2 in a row all season long, and we're going to know that we respond in the right way. And I trust these players, and, we're going to keep competing and fighting.
Next row, I'm sorry, second row to your left.
I was just going to sort of ask the same question, but I'm going to have you keep going on that. I mean, what do you do? It's a series. It's a chess match. Do you just say, next, we're better than this? Or?
Learn. We learn. I mean, we'll go back. We have to learn at things we can get better at. And we didn't play at our best today. We know that. Okay. And they did. They played really well. They did what they're supposed to do. Now our goal is let's try and steal the next game and then take it back to New York. So in the film, it'll be great. We're just learning and we'll get ready. So.
And also, you want to follow up, Breanna. Can you talk about a little bit how they defended you today? And do you feel like, I think JJ talked about this, but like a little bit of pressure considering, their guards and what they can do, that you have to kind of, I guess step up. I mean, not that you're not stepping up, but.
I think that they continue to show a crowd. They do different things based on who's matched up on me. So Asia versus AC and things like that. But know that, wherever I am, whether I have the ball or not, there's going to be people paying attention to me and aware of that and just continuing to play through it. I think that, in the second half, the ball stopped and got stuck a little bit, and that made it easier for them to kind of clog the paint on JJ or myself. And we just need to continue to keep moving and trust what got us here.
One more from the room, and then we'll turn to Zoom for just a couple. Standing to your right.
One question, both for JJ and for Sandy from a player standpoint, coach, but Jackie Young, there was a point in the third quarter, looked like a complete mismatch, and she makes a play out of it. She's just so diverse. She never seems intimidated, no matter who she's up against. She was up against you, JJ. What makes her difficult to defend from a player standpoint and then to plan defensively as a coach?
I mean, obviously she's scoring on different levels, being able to shoot the three, being able to get downhill. I think on that play with me, I just kind of, I fell asleep. I was guarding her for a long time. She gave the ball up and I jumped into help side and she just back cut me. So for that one, I just had to kind of stay a little bit more aware, but just a player that just can affect the game in different ways. And she plays aggressively and is able to score on multiple levels.
Yeah, look, Jackie, this is, a young player continuing to work on her game to get better. When she came into this league, she was a right-hand driver, a mid-range shooter. Now she's a really lock-me-down three-point shooter. So it's credit to the work that she puts in to get better, and it makes her a harder guard. We go over too many open looks, but then she's such a strong guard getting into the rim too. And but it's an area where we can hopefully do a little bit better in that next game.
We're going to return to Zoom for 2 questions. We're going to start with Jeff. Jeff, you'll be followed by Brian. Jeff, you're up.
Thank you, Ron. Coach, my question is for you. What did you think of the way the team composed itself once Jonquel had to go to the locker room? And what did Vegas do so differently in the second half that prevented you guys from cutting into their lead?
I think they got a little bit more aggressive. They congested more. They were trapping, they were, just moving around, but they were getting out and running transition. They got a lot of confidence, but just getting some easy baskets at the rim. And we're a little flat-footed. They caught us out a little bit. They moved the ball. They've got a lot of great one-on-one players. But that's a task. We'll be better. We'll be better next game. JJ, obviously she tweaked her ankle a little bit, but she'll be good to go.
And how do you think the way the team composed itself in that first half once Jonquel had to go to the locker room? Because that could be a distraction, but they seem to compose themselves pretty well.
Yeah, look, we've been through so many different things this year. I mean, that's just a part of the game, isn't it? So she went to the locker room and did what she needed to do, and the others came in and did what they were supposed to. I mean, I thought Marine was great off the bench for us, and KT gave us some solid minutes as well.
Appreciate your time and insight. Sorry, don't go your way today.
All right, last question will go to Brian. Brian, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Sandy, towards the end of the game, it looked like Courtney started to find her shot a little bit. Going into game 2, how do you think Sloot's sort of aggressiveness will help open things up for the rest of the group?
Yeah, look, she's a veteran. You know, there's some shots that she had, some open shots. She knows she can make them. I just want her to be confident and play her games. And there's certain things that we can do to help her. You know, she's great at getting downhill. They went under a lot of screens, but we got to be better at how we screen to allow a little bit more penetration. But I liked that she stayed with it. You know, she made some shots. There's no hesitation, and she will the next game as well.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Thanks.
Jonquel, Sandy, Breanna, thank you. Brian, thank you. All right, as a reminder, the Aces contingent will be Coach Becky Hammond, Kelsey Plum. We're beginning right away with Coach. First question, Coach will come, first row center.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. Can you talk a little bit about just what changed for you all from the first half to the second half, and then also what happened with the technical foul?
We gave ourselves I would say C-. They actually gave themselves a D. I said, I don't think we were that bad in that first half. But they turned it around to an A. I just felt like New York, apparently Johannes really likes to play against us. She hits tough ones. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, like Jose Alvarado, like La Bamba from Spain, shooting a one-legged 3. Like, I'm just a huge fan, other than when she's playing us. But we just felt like we could do some things better. I thought they played a pretty good first half. I didn't like our defense in the first half. So we just kind of amped up our defense, locked in, and just tried to stay solid.
Becky, next question, third row to your left.
Hey, Becky. Jackie Young, obviously a career high, playoff career high today, but her defense against Sab, and then, as you moved her around, what impressed you the most about her defensively today?
She's been impressive all year defensively. Should have been on one of those teams. Just locked in, I just kind of challenged her because I thought Saab over the course of the 5 games that we had played them, she's been ridiculous. So just challenged her to take that head on, and they like challenges. So. Hey.
Didn't realize how many jewels is on this.
We'll pause for a moment.
Sorry.
Bedazzled.
Right, literally. Had too much fun.
Okay, we'll return to the third row on your left.
Asia, just how important was it to kind of set the tone in this game 1 today?
I mean, huge. Game 1s are very, very huge when you're playing in a series. The away team normally comes in and wants to steal it. I mean, it's one of the games that you got to come up with. So I think for us to kind of weather the storm and go through a little adversity and kind of shake the rust off and still get the win, it was really big for us. So obviously we still have a lot of stuff to grow and learn from, but it's definitely a big win.
Next question, standing to your right.
2, if I may, one for Becky, one for Asia. To go back to Jackie, before the game in your pregame presser, you had said, someone asked you about an X factor, and you felt that Jackie was on the brink of possibly having a big series. Her overall game, is she a game changer for you? Can she be?
No, absolutely. I mean, like I said, she's somebody who, going into this season, I wanted her, kind of baby Braun mode, she's really taken the challenge of getting downhill. She's strong. She absorbs a lot of contact. Like Braun, she doesn't look like she's getting hit, and she's getting hit, but she just absorbs it. But I thought our guard play, especially, it's kind of like Jackie and KP are doing this really hard work, and then the ball goes into Chelsea, and then it's just dicing everything. So it's kind of it was a really nice combination. The three of them, our trio of guards, I thought were pretty ridiculous overall. And then taking care of the paint, you know, we know Asia, Kia, and AC are going to have their hands full kind of with JJ and Stewie. So we're kind of taking them in chunks. It's the only way you know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Or invite your friends. So we invited our friends.
Next question, first row to your left.
You mentioned LeBron. LeBron was there, and there was a lot of focus on your shoes, which were incredible. They were fire. But I kept thinking the best player in the league should have her own shoe. Not just about shoes.
You think?
Yes. Right? I want to get your thoughts on that.
You don't need my thoughts. You already know my thoughts.
But that's how young kids, you know, when you're a fan of LeBron, you're a fan of Asia. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
She needs her own shoe. Let me answer that. She is the two-time MVP. I'll toot her horn because she won't. Olympic gold medalist, best defensive player, 2 years running. Her team, like, stop. Stop.
In due time, we'll see what goes on. But in due time, I feel like we're gonna get something shaking, moving and shaking. But I'm blessed to be able to just to have my name in that conversation. You know, a lot of people don't get a lot of signature shoes. So and for people to say and demanding that I get one, I'm blessed to be in that situation. So due time, we'll see. Until then, I'm gonna rock these Braun 21s until the heel fall off.
And Asia, real quick about LeBron being there. He was there to see you. And
Yeah.
what was that like?
I mean, it's all love. It's all love. Braun has always been supportive of me ever since I was in college. He would always just kind of be in my ear in some cases. We have a great relationship, friendship, bond, however y'all want to say it. But it's pretty cool to just kind of see the mutual respect that we have in one another. We get hit with a lot of crap on the internet from a lot of really, really bad-minded people. So be able to have someone's favorite player still reach out and still support, it's so key. So always shout out to all the guys coming out to support us. We try to reciprocate it any way that we can. But yeah, I mean, they like to see good basketball. Hell, come to a WNBA game.
Next question, the last row to your right.
You guys had a sellout crowd today and have led the league in home attendance all year long. You know, what's it been like to have that level of support, and how do you feed off of that when you're in the game?
Oh man, our Vegas fans have really showed up for us, and you know, Vegas appreciates winning, and this city has really rallied around this team, even before last year's championship. You know, so it's just so cool to see, and not only are they selling out, but they're interactive. They're booing, they're cheering, they're barking. They're such a part of it, and it's just so cool to see the growth of the game, and you know. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them. You know, this is gonna be a tough series, and you know, they really help us. We feed off their energy, and tonight was tremendous.
Next question, third row to your left.
Hi, Kelsey. You were very
Oh, sorry, I didn't see.
you know, you started getting, you know, going early, and you just kept getting to your spots and just aggressive all game. What was like the mentality, just you know, throughout the entire game, just putting pressure on the Liberty defense?
Yeah, I think I'll play like this if it's a pickup game or in the finals. I feel like I mean, I try to change my speeds, but overall, mentally, I usually just have one speed. And you know, for me, I'm just grateful to be in this opportunity to play back in the finals. Like, you know, I think you think you're going to get here every year as a player, and that's not the case. And so I understand the gravity of this moment, and I understand that, you know, it takes a full team effort for 40 minutes. And so me putting pressure on the rim really helps my teammates. You know, I might not get the ball every time, but I know that I'm opening up lanes and opportunities for other people. So whether I'm cutting or getting downhill or whatever the case may be, staying aggressive is helpful for our team.
Third row to your left.
Andy.
KP.
Andy, this is like your second turn.
Kelsey came up after I got my turn. Real quick, Kelsey, you were.
That's home cooking, people, right there. That's home cooking.
KP, you're 9 of 12 on 2-pointers today. You know, got a lot of penetration in the paint, attacking the basket. Just what was working for you and allowing you to get to the rim?
I mean, I think that our ball movement was really helpful. I think that, you know, me just trying to move without the ball. And then obviously when we get stops and we're able to run, the defense can't get set. And so lanes open up, right? I also just think that sometimes you mentally it's me and you, and it's a foot race to the block, and you know, that's what I train for. You know, I'm trying to win. So I know that game 2 they are not going to let me get there. But that's what Sandy is. She's a great coach, and there'll be adjustments made, and they're great players, and we're in a war.
Next question, standing to your right.
Asia, back to LeBron, and then also with CP. At halftime, you came out and it looked like you were getting a little pep talk from LeBron, and you were on the bench at one point. We saw a video that went on Twitter that CP in your ear. You got to listen to Becky. You're listening to your assistant. You're everything going on, but when you're listening to them, what can you share with what they're telling you, what they're in your ear about?
Oh, CP.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, but the biggest thing that I can share, or should I be like Pop and say that's family business?
Yeah, family business.
It really is family business, but it ain't nothing that I've never heard before. But it really is family business. The thing that they tell me, that's pretty much it.
Two more questions from in the room. Third row center.
Kelsey, Tom Brady was in the house tonight, and I'm genuinely curious what it will take to get him barking on the big screen.
My mom's gonna kill me if I say this. I looked at him and I said, "It's about effing time you showed up." But what I love about him is he just was like, "You already know." But no, that's not a goal for me this series. And just super excited for his investment in our franchise and understanding what that means for us in the growth of not just us, but the league, and putting eyes on us. And so, I joke around, but man, like it's been really it's been awesome to have him. And I know he cares, and he has daughters and nieces that play women's sports, and so he understands the investment that it takes. So it's cool to be a part of.
Next question, third row to your right.
Asia and Kelsey, what did you feel like was the biggest adjustment or effort on the defensive end that really made a difference in the second half? I mean, Sandy said she thought that was some of the best defense you guys have played all year.
We just did it. I don't think we lost all the pressure. Everything was just off of our shoulders because we knew what was at stake. So I don't think we created any crazy scheme. We just went out there and took care. Like, we just did our job. And Becky always tells us if everyone's doing their job at the same time, we're good in that space. And I think you saw a matter of all 5 of us like, okay, playing them honest because they have great players, a lot of weapons, and you just got to play them honest. And I think we did that. And yeah, of course, shots going to go in. Yeah, we may have a little slippage, but the get back factor of like, no, all right, let's step up. So we just went out there and did it. It was just kind of our mindset of just doing it.
We're going to turn to Zoom for 2 questions. We're going to go to Howard and then Matthew. Howard.
Thank you, guys. Congrats on the win. Kelsey, Becky, Asia, for all 3 of you. Back in 2018, Muffet McGraw said that Jackie Young had a chance to be the best player in Notre Dame history. On the heels of another performance like this, I'm wondering if all 3 of you believe that she is, in fact, the best player in Notre Dame history. I know that's a lot of good company.
A lot of good company.
Yeah.
Jackie's my favorite. Jackie's my favorite fighting Irish person.
I mean, I don't know how to answer
But
that.
they got some good guards. Like, when you talk about Notre Dame, I feel like that's guard you. Like, they have, like, she hits, I don't know what, but they have just, they're pro ready. They're really pro ready when they come into this league, when I have to defend against them. But when you're talking about guards at Notre Dame, they're always ready. They're coming in. They're hard workers. So obviously I'm going to be biased and say Jackie's my favorite. But I think she's definitely going to be, if she ever graduates, she'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And I would say that if Jackie was in the room, by the way, just so everybody knows that. But no, she's definitely a Hall of Famer for Notre Dame, for sure, for women's basketball in my book.
I think Jackie's just scratching the surface.
Facts.
Of how great she could be. It's funny. I asked my staff the other day, who do I coach the hardest? Unanimous was Plum.
100%.
One was Plum, and then Chelsea and Asia. And Jackie, they're like, Jackie makes a mistake. I'm like, I just can't be mad at the girl. Like, she looks at me, and I'm like,
let's be nice.
But she does so many things that help you win the game, too. Not that you guys don't, of course you do.
No, it's okay.
We need all of you. But anyways, she's just one of those people that just keeps her nose to the ground. And, I've just encouraged her to be like aggressive, whatever that means. She's a great decision maker. She's a big, strong guard that has defense first. And, I told her too, I said, I was disappointed for her that she wasn't on one of those teams, because if you go back and you look at our games, go see what cuffs she put on. I can only remember maybe 4 or 5 times where somebody got off, a perimeter player got off on her. Out of 40 games, I'll take that.
Thank you, guys.
Last question from Zoom. We'll go to Matthew.
Hi, ladies. Congrats on the win. I kind of want to jump off that question for Asia. There was a video that came out pregame on social where you guys wrote letters to each other, and you wrote a letter to Jackie and you used some words that I'm not going to repeat, but it's someone obviously you've talked about in the past as being your dog, right? You Jackie's the one you want to ride with. And just when she has a game like this, how much do you think that you have confidence in her, and just to see her growth, how much does a game like this show not only you, but show the rest of the league and the world?
Yeah, I mean, Jackie was my rookie. She's my baby sister that I never wanted, but I love her to death, and I'm going to make sure that I am pulling that confidence out of her. Because Jackie, like, a little shy. She kind of likes to beat around bushes, but I'm like, absolutely not. That's not you. I know you have it in you, and I love pulling it out of her, because when you see that, you get the best Jackie. And I always told her, like, people raised an eyebrow at us when we drafted her to #1. Everyone's like, wait a minute, what? And I was like, you need to prove every single night that you are the #1 draft pick. Every single night. And I don't care if I have to talk to her crazy. I don't care if I have to talk to her nicely. At the end of the day, I'm going to make sure that I can hold her accountable. 1, because I know she's going to do the same for me. But 2, because that's what we draft. Like, that's who we need every single night. It's not going to be me to win the whole final. It's not going to be us sitting up here. It's going to be little things. And one of those little things can come from Jackie. So at the end of the day, I just want her to feel as comfortable but also uncomfortable as possible, because that's how we win.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And we are waiting on Jackie, who may have rebuttals.
Just overall, what was working so well for you today? And when you hit that and one at the end of the third quarter, and you guys really kind of went on that run from there out, how much did that kind of really energize and juice you guys as a team to, really kind of sprint out that final 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think we were just trying to play out of our defense, get defensive stops, and get going in transition. I thought I had an opportunity there to get downhill, and so I just tried to be aggressive the whole game, to kind of take what the defense was giving me. And I was able to make the bucket, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think it comes to our defense and getting stops and playing out of it.
Staying to the right in front row.
Knowing how much attention they were going to put on Chelsea, like, did you and Plum sort of discuss like what you needed to do as playmakers, as attacking downhill, or was that just understood?
Yeah, we knew that they would focus on them, and so I mean, we worked on it in practice. You guys were there kind of yesterday. You saw what we were going over, and so we knew we just had to be aggressive and kind of take what the defense was giving us. Just make shots, get downhill, whether that was scoring or kicking it out for our teammates to score. But I think just being aggressive and not getting down because they weren't guarding us. They have to take something away, and so we just have to stay ready.
And then it seemed like Sab and JJ were having some success with that pick and roll early in the game, and then you guys really took care of them as the game went on. Like, what were you able to do defensively to work on that?
Yeah, JJ got going early on in the game. I think we just try to make it tough on her. She's a lot to handle. She's a great player, and so we just tried to, dig if we could. Just try to make it harder for Sabrina to get JJ the pass, and so whether that was ball pressure and then just Key or A working hard on JJ, and so we just tried to make it a little bit tougher for her in the second half.
Also in the front row to your right, Jackie.
Jackie, going back to the defensive side of things, just especially in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter, it seemed like switches were a little bit more concise, and it seemed like you guys were taking the ball away from Breanna, especially. How much of that was an emphasis going into the third quarter, and especially getting the ball away from her translated to what you and the other guards were able to do on Sabrina and Courtney?
Yeah, I think we just try to stay locked in on defense, executing our defensive schemes. We know they're a great third quarter team, and so we just try to go out there and, you know, win the third quarter by getting defensive stops and playing out of that, get going in transition.
Next question, also in the front row to your left, Jackie.
Jackie, pregame, Coach Hammond was saying that she viewed you as one of the X factors for the Aces to win this series. And so what does that kind of confidence from your head coach mean to you going into this series?
Yeah, I mean, she's believed in me, I mean, since she got here last year, and she just has a lot of confidence in me. I know my teammates do, the coaches do, and so that gives me confidence, you know, to just be able to go out there and play my game. Just be aggressive from the beginning, hit open shots, just take what the defense gives me. But I think the biggest thing is just being confident. I know everybody believes in me and trusts in me.
Jackie, next question, third row to your left.
Jackie, Becky's talked a lot this season about how you should have made an all-defensive team. Was that something that bothered you, or have you kind of just not paid attention to those kind of awards this season?
I mean, I obviously noticed it, but I mean, it's all right. I just try to go out there and do whatever I can, you know, to help my team win. And I think, you know, winning takes care of everything. So it's okay that I didn't get on the defensive team, you know. But I just try to go out there and play the best defense that I can. It's my role every night to go out there and guard the best perimeter player on the other team, you know. So I take a lot of pride in that. I'm just trying to get stops. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I have the Defensive Player of the Year behind me, and that gives me a lot of confidence to be able to get up and pressure the guards.
Jackie, third row center.
Asia just said that she will often pull confidence out of you because you can be very shy. Have you felt that from her recently, and how?
Yeah, you know, we've been together, I mean, my whole career, and so she's kind of just been there for me all along. She really instills, you know, that confidence in me. She's like my big sister, you know, and so she's always motivating me, just always talking to me, telling me how confident she is in me and that she trusts me. And, you know, she just told me to go out there and play my game tonight and be aggressive.
You were the little sister that she never wanted. Yeah. I noticed you only said big sister.
Yeah, see, that's how it is. Yeah, no, she gives me a hard time.
Tracking.
Jackie, third row to your right.
Yeah, Jackie, when you have a game like this where you and Chelsea and KP combine for 72 points, do you guys does that energy just start flowing between the three of you in terms of, it just seems like once it starts, it's very, very hard to stop for the other team?
Yeah, we've been playing together for a while now. We kind of, you know what each other are going to do, just kind of play off of each other. And whenever somebody's rolling, we just keep going with them, you know. And we knew they were going to be focused on A a lot tonight, and that gave the guards the opportunity to go off.
Anyone else in the room? All right, we'll turn to one question on Zoom to Jordan. We didn't get to you before. Jordan, sorry. Jordan, go ahead.
Hey, Jackie. First, I just want to say congrats on a win and amazing game. It seems like that third quarter was really the turning point of the game. You guys started hitting your shots, locking in defensively. So just how were you guys able to maintain your composure up until that point?
Yeah, I mean, we know this is a game of runs, and so like you said, we just have to keep our composure, and whether we're up 10, down 10, you know, we just have to stick to playing Aces basketball. But you know, in the past, we haven't really had great third quarters, and so we really, you know, Coach emphasized, you know, getting off to a good start in the third quarter. And we knew that, I mean, as a team, we talked about it, and so we know that New York, they really get going in the third quarter, so it was, you know, big for us to get defensive stops because we didn't really play well in the first half.
Thank you.
Jackie, thank you. To our mic wranglers, Kim and May, thank you. To our media, thank yous.